Hey guys, good evening, morning, wherever you guys are. As you can see, I'm in a different location again today. If you have to pee during this episode, I'm sorry, because there's a little waterfall happening back there, and I don't think it's too loud, so just kind of ambient noise as the video goes along. I'm doing okay. Today was first day, Monday back. Weekend was good, as I described in the last video. First day back at work is always a good day. Get some things done, do some administration stuff in the morning. Even programmers have to do admin things, unfortunately, near the end. I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes because I have sweet and sour sauce on my legs for some reason. So if you see a little bit of shake, it's me just murdering mosquitoes liberally. I kind of like this little area. So it's kind of like a natural ravine area. It's kind of by my place. There's a slope that goes down, and I live in apartments over there. I've actually never been here, believe it or not, and that's maybe a good way to kick this off. So when I was younger, a little more adventurous than where I am now, obviously, and I've never come here. This is kind of a cool little hangouty place. There's like a bed right beside me if you want to take a little nappy. That's kind of going into there. That's always an option, but I'm pretty sure there's sort of young kids come to drink and get away from things. But it's kind of cool to see the natural water. It gets pretty full during the rainy season, so it gushes out pretty hard. Today marks a milestone for me, and I just maybe want to talk about milestones in general when it comes to addiction. So milestone for me is 1 week. Today is 1 week mosquito dead today. Yay, that's actually really cool. It seemed easy enough for week number 1. So I just maybe want to go over, I'm going to kill so many mosquitoes. I just want to go over different milestones and maybe what they mean and what a good milestone for me would be. 1 week, simple enough to do. You can kind of resist the urges. You have temptations along the way, so good job getting to 1 week regardless of where you're going to end up. Hopefully you'll end up at the end. You'll start going into increments, I think, naturally. So same as kids, you go monthly and then you sort of go semi-yearly, and then so I think the natural evolution is 1 week, maybe another week within the month. Then you will go into the month, yay, 30 days. After 30 days you might do another month, and then it's 3 months. And then after that, usually it's about 6 months. So between 3 and 6, I believe 6 months is a good time period to really have the right ammo to know that you're done. To know you've gone over so many obstacles to get there that you don't really want to go through again. That's the thing when you get to these specific milestones is, do I really want to go through that again? I am going in the right direction. And just keep going in the right direction and you'll get there. You'll get to the 6 month milestone that's important to me. Maybe it's the year for you. Maybe it's even something sooner. Maybe 2 days is that right milestone. But I think identifying kind of where you feel secure with what you're doing is good. It's setting goals for yourself, which you can at least consider a goal in terms of quitting gaming. So milestones is the first thing that I really want to talk about. Define your milestones. A lot of people in the subreddit will congratulate you on them, and that's a feel good because you may not have that in your life. 1 week won't be really celebrated within my circle of friends, so this is a congratulations to me and happy 1 week. If I tell my friends to quit for 1 week, they're like, okay, again, we'll see you in 2 weeks, but that's not going to happen this time. And the other topic I wanted to talk about, milestones and tombstones. Switch the topic here to something grim. I just killed 2 mosquitoes. I think mosquito count is 3 now. I have one on my finger. Milestones and tombstones is actually going to be what this video is called, I think. So tombstones, it's a little bit of my why. Tombstone is what are people going to remember me by when I pass? Young boy, fit young lad like me, prime age of 30, worried about my death. It's kind of a scary thought. Not really. We're all gonna die sometimes, and unfortunately the reality is some of us will die sooner than later. Some might be accidents, some might be other causes. And you're gonna leave a loved one behind. I might get trampled by that rock back there. You'll never see this video if I do, so if this is on YouTube, I'm not trampled quite yet. But the tombstone is, for me, is a symbolization of my life accomplishments. It's What are people going to say at my funeral? What's going to be written on my funeral, on my tombstone when I'm in the ground, dead, no longer living? And for me, I don't want that to play, oh, he played 15 hours in Rock, 15 hours in Rocket League. 1,500 hours in Rocket League, and he got to the highest rank once. I think it's as simple as that. There's black and white. I want to be more than a binary number. I want to be more than my achievements. I want to be more than my value of my Steam library. I want my casket to be more than my net worth of my Steam library. That's a good one. So that's the beginning of my whys, I think. There's other reasons more that why I quitted. Why I quitted? Acquitted? Why I quitted. Why I quit. But that's reason number one, is the realization of our mortality. We're all gonna die sometime. And I have a son, but I want to leave a better legacy behind. Ooh, the legacy. Dun, dun, dun. I want to leave a bigger legacy behind for him. I want to be able to provide him with everything I can. And I don't want to replace that gaming hobby, with something else that's going to consume me. I want to do life. I want to come out here when I can, because I can. I've lived here. I'm switching around. Shaky, shaky. I've lived here for 7 years. I've never been here. I could come out with a book, kill 1,000 mosquitoes, read one chapter in Game of Thrones in 6 hours, and this would be peaceful. I would be content with that. I would be happy with that outcome, because 1,000 mosquitoes would be dead. I hope you understand me there. Not about the Game of Thrones chapter, that shit's just confusing. But that would make me happy, just sitting here, out of my own environment, in nature. We try to, I want to quickly touch upon this. I'll probably touch upon this in my later videos. I was debating talking about this now. I started reading a book a year-ish ago when I got halfway through it, basically the meat and potatoes of the book. I should revisit it again, but it's called The Power of Habit. It's a non-fictional book, and it was the first non-fictional book that I've ever picked up. And I wanted to get through it to understand my habits and what makes a habit, and that's what this book proclaimed, and it made some pretty good sense. So I wanted to base it upon creating new habits and understanding my previous habit, which is smoking, and it kind of all makes sense. The main crux of the book is basically there's a habit loop that you try to fill, or that happens when a habit is formed in your body and you consistently perform the habit, and that's the cue. So what makes you think about doing it, the routine that you do to fulfill that the habit loop, and then there's the reward. So what do you got out of it? Why do you keep doing it? First edit that's going to happen is that because I just got a phone call and it killed my video. That's awesome. So we'll see this chopped together. Transition. So cue, routine, reward. That's the habitual loop. They say that this book claims if you keep the same cue, replace the routine, and keep the same reward, that's the way of replacing a habit. And they go through specific use cases that are interesting in the book. So they go through Febreze, spray Febreze, smell good. And they go through just toothpaste, how toothpaste was born and kind of bred out of the cue, routine, reward, habit loop. It's an interesting read. Just kind of think about what makes a habit, and it's those three things. When I quit smoking, I replaced my routine with chewing gum, and that seemed to have the same reward. So I had my cue was I crave a smoke. My habit, the routine was take a cigarette, and then my reward is feel good afterwards. You have that craving gone. And I just chewed a piece of gum. So I had the physical sensation of wanting to smoke, shove a piece of gum in my mouth to get the relief of cleanliness, and I was happy with it. My satisfaction of smoking was gone. So I'm going to talk more about that in later videos. I really want to get the points of Milestones and Tombstones, tell you briefly about why today. Again, I want more to my life than just Rocket League hours, and I just want to enjoy. I'm in flip-flops on this, I don't even know if I should show my flip-flops. I might have just shown a rock. I'm in flip-flops in this, not the greatest choice of adventuring techniques. I didn't know how rocky this was, but this is, up there is the way out. I might fall, so I might go down there. But just kind of give you an idea of something that's right by my place that I haven't enjoyed. So maybe go out today and enjoy something that's by your place. Just literally just go out and walk, sit down, listen to that water drip if you haven't peed already. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, hopefully some more people get out of this what I think is going to be valued of. That made no sense. So thank you guys. The first edit is going to happen. I don't know how that's going to happen, but we're going to put this in here somehow. Maybe 2 separate videos. Nah, it's going to be an edit.